The deep ocean waters of the Gulf of California include varied and complex habitats. During a recent expedition to the Gulf, researchers from the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute discovered a new field of hydrothermal vents, the deepest yet identified in the Gulf. These hydrothermal vents result from a unique combination of geology and chemistry, and they support a remarkable community of organisms. The vent fields in the Pescadero Basin are located off the east coast of Mexico's Baja California Peninsula, about 100 miles east of La Paz. To find this new vent field, MBARI scientists first used an autonomous underwater vehicle to map the seafloor of the Pescadero Basin, which is over 3,800 meters or 2 miles below the ocean's surface. MBARI geologists were thrilled when they studied the detailed maps made from AUV surveys of the seafloor. They spotted several curious conical hills rising 12 meters above the seabed. They suspected that these peaks were hydrothermal chimneys. 3 weeks later, the scientists returned to the Pescadero Basin with the remotely operated vehicle Doc Ricketts to gather samples and video of the never-before-seen landscape. They found towering white columns emitting geysers of clear, shimmering liquid at temperatures up to 290 degrees Celsius. The superheated water flowing from these vents starts deep underground. As the hot water rises, it flows through and reacts with surrounding bedrock, becoming saturated with carbonate minerals. When the hot, mineral-rich liquid hits the cold, deep ocean water, the dissolved minerals crystallize and form white carbonate chimneys. Carbonate shelves, or flanges, jut sideways from many of the Pescadero Basin chimneys. Flanges form when a chimney becomes plugged and fluid vents sideways through the wall. The chimney then begins to grow horizontally. In some cases, hot and buoyant vent fluid collects below the flange before cascading upward in a glistening upside-down waterfall. Researchers suspect that the thick layers of mud in the Pescadero Basin are rich in organic matter. Scalding fluids percolating through these sediments may cook this material into petroleum-like hydrocarbons. Scientists found evidence of hydrocarbons after retrieving sediment samples collected by ROV Doc Ricketts. The chemicals pumping out of the Pescadero Basin power prolific deep-sea food webs. Dense populations of Oasisia tubeworms survive by hosting sulfur-oxidizing bacteria inside their bodies. These bacteria supply the tubeworms with all of their nutrition, while the worms, in turn, provide a stable, oxygen-rich home for the bacteria. At the Alarcón Rise, about 160 kilometers south of the Pescadero Basin, black smokers tower above the lava-covered seafloor and belch black plumes of hot, sulfide-rich water. Some are over 35 meters tall. These black smokers are colonized by giant Riftia tubeworms. These tubeworms grow to be more than 2 meters long, and they also host bacterial symbionts. Other organisms, such as crabs, shrimp, fish, and gastropods, thrive on the bounty found at these deep-sea oases. Hydrothermal activity occurs in 5 known locations in the Gulf of California, including the newly reported vents at Pescadero Basin. Each site houses a unique community of organisms. In time, MBARI scientists hope to discover what makes one vent hospitable for some deep-sea creatures and inhospitable for others. This is Lee Cooper for the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute.